All right. Yay. Okay, so it is 9:02. So we will get started. Y'all forgive me for looking at my phone, but I did take lots of good little notes today, so I don't want to miss anything. But welcome. I'm so happy to see so many smiling faces. I know that this is a big, big month in all of Plexus. So I know some of us are feeling it and some of us are not. But I just want to encourage you, it is not too late to decide to start feeling it and to jump on the train, jump on the wave, all the things. It's not stopping tomorrow. We still got plenty of days left in this month, and honestly, plenty of time left in this wonderful momentum season that we have entered with Plexus. And so I just encourage you to get your mind right, take captive those thoughts like we like to talk about, and just go, sister, go. Before I jump into my topic tonight, I want to remind us. So we had this new rewards program, and there's been a little confusion with it, I think. Um, for a new VIP customer from now until they say no, it is 10% off their first order. So this month, next month, December, it's 10% off their first order. So that's always a promotion that we can be running with. And then the second and third months are when you're getting free products. And we're getting those too as we're continuing our subscription. But if for some reason anybody skips, so let's say we all order in March, but somebody doesn't order in April, you're not going to get that free product until you hit that will kind of start you back over, if that makes sense. So we don't want to be skipping any subscriptions. If you've got customers that are excited about the free products, encourage them to stay on the subscription. They're going to get the free products, but really more importantly, that's how they're going to get the best results, is when they're being consistent. And I love that this program is rewarding their consistency. So that's fantastic. Just ask somebody a question if you have any questions about it. Another big thing that we need to be making sure that we're focusing on is the Save 20 code. A lot of us enrolled a lot of new people in November and December, and they may have not ordered again since then. So we want to be sure that we're telling them that anybody who joined in November or December but has not yet ordered in 2026, they qualify for $20 off. So that is a great follow-up thing with people that you're trying to get back into their products. Um, I sent I sent it in two different groups today. We got an email today. Yeah, it's $20 off $100, so that's great. We got an email today about a company-wide convention pep rally call, if you will. It's the 25th. I don't even know what today is. It's either today, tomorrow or the next day at 2 o'clock. But you got it in your email, I'm sure. And I sent the link in the chat. So if y'all will register for that, they're doing prizes for people that are already registered. And you got to be on to win the prizes. But either way, it's going to be fun to listen to that. So yeah, it's on Wednesday. And then the last little announcement, if you will, is on Thursday, we're doing a steal the deal, I think is the phrase, messenger chat. So this is going to be like we've been in conversation with people. You're using the things that we're going to talk about tonight to continue the conversation. And then we're going to invite them to that messenger event on Thursday. Wednesday's February Stars task will be to invite to this messenger event. So just look out for that. And it's going to be really fun. It'll be something like anybody who orders blank is going to get blank kind of thing. Like, and we're going to incentivize doing it right now to get a free product or a free whatever it is that is being incentivized. So that'll be really fun, super high energy, lots of freebies going on there. So that is all the announcements. And now let's talk about closing the sale. So I love the end of the month. It's not quite Magic Week, but it feels magic enough. So we're just going to go with it. We're in the end of the month. We are out of the mid-month little slump, and then we are ready to just circle back with people and seal the deal, close the sale. And I know sometimes we think it's about the right verbiage and we think it's about asking the right question. And I'm going to give you some of that as well. But I would argue that your ability to close the sale has to do with your preparation on the front end in your conversations and in your relationship building. And so I hope that I convince you of that. It's not really all about the end of the conversation. So when we are starting a conversation with a new customer, when we're reaching out, maybe it's somebody that we've kind of been talking to a little bit, building a relationship with, and the conversation has shifted to Plexus. Either we shifted it, they shifted it, but now it's time to start talking about Plexus. We want to figure out what is their pain point. And I really like that phrase. At first, when I heard it, it was kind of a negative thing, but ultimately, everybody's got a pain point, and we've got to figure out what goal and why does it matter, essentially. So you may figure that out. They may come right out and say something like, I've got IBS. And so you know that's going to be a pain point. Or you may have to dig for it a little bit. So if somebody reaches out and they're like, hey, tell me about plexus, and they're real vague and they don't give me any information, my job is to be a detective. I'm just asking questions. I'm making them feel comfortable. I have a little list of like 7 things. I'm like, tell me, how is your bloating, digestion, bathroom regularity, sleep, energy, stress, mood? And I just throw out like 5 or 6 little words, or maybe 10. I don't know. And then that gives me some talking points if they haven't given me any yet. But what I want to do is I want to continue to just ask as many questions as I can. I want them talking more than I am. And I am just listening for what can I use that they say. I want to use their words again when I'm circling back and when I'm fixing their problem. As they are telling me their problems, I am then I'm thinking about what's the payoff? How can I help them? What's the payoff for them, not for me? So if they have a problem with IBS and they can't go out to eat Mexican with their family and that's what they like to do every single Monday, the payoff is I know you cannot wait to be able to go to Mexican with your family and actually enjoy this meal. If their pain point is they don't have the energy to get through the rest of the day and they're parenting from the couch, when I follow back up, I'm going to be like, girl, these products are going to make it to where you can get up off that couch and be the mama that you want to be. And I'm speaking to that. I'm using their words, whatever they told me, and I'm just continuing to reiterate throughout the conversation what they said. And that's why I want them talking more than me. So we got to ask good questions. Once we figure out the pain point, we're not going to be like, we're not going to necessarily just make it all about the products, right? We're making it about them and what can we do to make them feel better and their life better using our products. But ultimately, we're going to use their, like I said, their words, what they need to fix so that I can talk about the emotion behind it and that payoff versus just talking about a bunch of products that they don't know anything about anyways, if that makes sense. Um, I did a training a few weeks ago and they gave a great visual, so I hope I can do it for you. There is a bridge of belief is what she called it. We're over here on one side and we're screaming because we are confident. We know what we got, we believe in it, and we are just screaming at everybody over here on this side of the bridge to just come over here. The water is great. And they don't know anything you're saying. They're on the literal other side of the bridge. You're like speaking another language to them. So our job is to get them to cross the bridge, okay? And they're not going to run across it, y'all. They're going to like tiptoe. So what you're going to do when you ask them questions and you start saying, oh my gosh, I know that is going to help your energy so much, and you and your kids are going to have a great weekend whenever you're feeling so good, whatever it is, that moved them just a little bit. And then you're going to see Jill's story where she shares about her mocktail instead of having a Dr. Pepper. And you're going to be like, girl, my friend Jill was just like you. She was drinking Dr. Pepper every day. That moves them a step. Then you're gonna see like some statistics, or maybe our graphic, our Alani versus active graphic, and you're gonna share that in your stories, and they're gonna see it. So it's gonna move them one more step across the bridge, right? So little by little, we're educating and we're bringing them across the bridge, whether it's in our stories, in our social media posts, in our conversations, our testimonies we're sending. We may share a friend's testimony on our wall. Um, all those little tiny things are bringing them across the bridge and ultimately building their belief. Um, so continuing to do that. Another great way to build belief and bring them across this bridge is by inviting them to events. Y'all notice the last couple of months we've been having a Thursday messenger event every single Thursday. That is on purpose, y'all, and for a purpose. It is so that you've always got something to invite somebody to. It may be somebody brand new you just started speaking to, or it may be somebody you're trying to just give them a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, right? And even if you've invited them to them before, this Thursday is going to be super fun and super special. So I encourage you to be like, hey, I know you were in an event a couple of weeks ago. This one's going to have lots of freebies, whatever you want to say, make it super fun and exciting. It is a different thing. Another great thing to do is third-party validation. So that could look like a video of somebody else's testimony. It could be a video from corporate explaining how the product works instead of you trying to explain it. And it may be, if you're newer, it may be a three-way chat with, like, I've been doing this a lot with Victoria. She's on the call. She and I have been doing three-way chats a lot this week, and she has had great success with it. Another one of my new girls, Leah, both of them are pushing for senior silver this month. We've been doing three-way chats like crazy, y'all, and I have just come in there with so much confidence. Victoria and Leah are confident, but they don't have the experience to like speak to the confidence as much as I do. So I'm like, girl, I know you're gonna love this, and I'm just using that language. That's another thing, y'all. I'm so glad I just thought of that. I think so often we say, and I just did it, I think this will be good for you. I think you might like this. Nah, you know, you are the expert and you have the utmost belief in whatever you're about to tell them. And if you don't, you got to get to the point to where you do. Okay. You got to be confident in what you're saying. We're not going to say, I think. And if you try it, you might. Like, we are being confident in our speech. And that way, by the time we get to the point where we're sending a cart, not only am I confident because I've asked them all these questions, I know that what I'm about to send them is what they need. There's not really like this, will they check out or will they not? I honestly don't have a whole lot of that. Every now and then, sometimes I'll be like, I kind of jumped the gun and sent a cart too early. I really don't know if they're going to check out. But honestly, y'all, a lot of times we've had so much conversation in between, and I've asked so many questions and I've spoken to their pain points. I am confident, and they are confident that what I just sent them is exactly what they need. And that's the kind of language that I'm sending. I'm like, girl, I know this is exactly what you need. And if I don't feel honest in that, then I'm going to keep asking questions until I know this is what they need. Does that make sense? I think that's huge. Um, yes. I went right to my next point. Okay. I heard this today or yesterday on a reel of a girl that I follow, and I love it. And she said, clients don't need comfort. They don't need to feel comfortable about your conversation and like, this might be good for you. They don't need any of that stuff. They need certainty. They need your certainty so that they can be certain. They need to know that by getting these products, that their life's about to get better. And we need to be talking to them that way because A, we believe in her products. B, we're going to provide great customer service and we know that when they take it, they're going to work. And that is the energy that you got to be putting off for them. Um, does anybody have any questions about what I'm saying? I feel like I'm hollering at y'all. um, okay, so now there are plenty of times where you do need to like ask for the sale. You're following up and it is just time. Like, you got to just be straightforward and ask. And that's something that I've tried to do better about over the last few months, is just saying something like, is now a good time? I wrote a couple of things down and I'm going to read them to you. Um, Here's the confidence. I am so excited for you to get these products and feel the difference in your blank. Are you ready to jump in today? Or I might say, is now a good time for me to send you a cart? Like, I'm asking, like, right now, is it good? Are you going to click on it or not, kind of thing. Or I might say, girl, I was just thinking about your blah, 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 because I saw blah, 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 entering their stuff. I cannot wait for you to get these products in your system. Is today a good day for you to check out? Or sometimes if it's been a little while and I already sent a cart and I need to be like, why are you not checking out? Then I'll still be like, hey, the link expires. I don't want you to miss out on the 10% off. Is today a good day for you to check out? Is now a good time for a link? Then, like, I'm just being kind of real upfront with it. And if they don't respond or if they say no, a lot of times if they say no, now's not a good time. Like, people that are at the point to get a cart, they want it. It's just a matter of like, when are they going to actually click it? And it may be this weekend, it may be 6 months from now. You don't know. But I do also, if they say no, now it's not a good time, I'm like, fine, that's great. And I'll ask when is, and then I write it down. And sometimes they'll tell me payday is Thursday. And sometimes they're like, actually, we're moving in 6 months. That's going to be a better time. Whatever they tell me, I'm writing it down on my calendar. I flip to that day and I'm writing their name so that I'm not forgetting to follow back up with them. I think so often we get so close with people and we forget to follow up, or we're scared to ask for the sale, or something, right? And so we just got to make sure that we are following up. Yeah, like Joe said, that is where the fortune is. Because if you don't follow up, they're never gonna get it. Because chances are they might not remember to come back to you. Um, let's see. I think that's all of my notes. What questions do we have or comments? Um, Even a specific scenario you want help following up with somebody? Maybe you don't feel like I spoke to your people? Anything at all? That was super fast. I'm so sorry. But confidence is something that is definitely contagious. I know we've heard that in so many areas of our lives. So I just encourage you, be the expert, stand in your confidence, speak to their pain points. They don't care what the ingredients are. Usually they want to know how's it going to help them. And that is what you got to keep talking about over and over and over again. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Um, be on the lookout in the March Stars for inviting to the chat on Thursday and get your people in there. And yeah, if nobody has anything else, that is all I have.